咁我哋跟住落嚟咧就有一啲 Q&A 嘅時間，咁我哋咧就會請翻Professor Lessig 同埋Joy 咁咧另外咧我諗我哋都希望咧趁呢個機會咧佢哋 set up 緊啲凳嘅時候咧，我哋好快咁樣咧介紹一下我哋嗰個Creative Commons Hong Kong 我哋嘅籌辦嘅好多嘅重要嘅人士。首先咧我想介紹咧就係我哋嘅Executive Preparatory Committee 嘅主席天都汪黃平達先生喺度，佢即刻坐低喺嗰個房度住嘅。咁咧另外我想介紹咧就係我哋嘅好重要嘅我哋嘅 Public Lead Rebecca McKinnon。咁咧大家都知道咧呢一個嘅 Creative Commons 呢一個嘅工作咧，其實就好重要咧，就係一份嘅法律嘅文件。咁當中咧就係我哋有我哋嘅 legal lead， 即係法律嗰方面嘅主要嘅負責工作嘅兩位朋友咧，就係 Dr. Yahoo Lee 同埋Miss Alice Lee Alice 喺度。因為佢企起身咧，我哋見到Alice 咧就係佢哋兩位咧都係來自香港大學嘅法律系嘅。咁亦都有好多其他幾位其他我哋嘅 committee 嘅 members 咧，都喺我哋當中嘅。咁或者如果有機會咧，可以企起身咁俾大家見到Peter Ma 林海雲Ben Chang Cheetah Chan Jack Chiu 等等多謝你哋。好啦，咁跟住嘅時間咧，我哋再請翻咧就係Professor 同埋Mr. Ito 咧出嚟咧參加我哋呢一個 Q&A 嘅時間。咁另外咧，我哋都邀請咧Edmund Chong 咧 dotAsia 嘅 CEO。咁一陣咧，我亦都就希望咧趁咗機會咧介紹一下dotAsia今次係對Creative Commons 係點樣嘅支持嘅。May I invite Professor Lessig and Mr. Joy Ito and also Mr. Edmund Chong, CEO of dotAsia, to join our Q&A session. Please, can you please? I think we will just I guess take this opportunity to for any of your questions that you have in your mind, you can ask in either Chinese or English. I'll try to do translation if necessary. Because of time, we might be only able to take not too many questions. I'll see how we can handle the session because of time. But who might have the first question? 呢位朋友。
Yeah, so the question is, I think, whether there are search engines that currently use, so you can search under Creative Commons license. So both Yahoo and Google have this enabled. So if you go to advanced search on Google or more under Yahoo, you can actually specify what kind of reuse or what kind of Creative Commons license, and then you can search. And then along with those tools, I don't think you mentioned, but Microsoft has a plugin for Office on Windows, so you can actually mark up Office documents now. There's a lot of tools coming out. I think Yahoo is the most. Yeah, Firefox is a search. Although that's so Firefox is a search. Actually, if you go and hit the search button on the main Creative Commons top page, there's a whole tabs of all the different search engines that allow Creative Commons search. And some are slightly better than others.
Well, let me jump in with one question first because Edmund and Linda are also here. Edmund, dotAsia organization actually has been quite supportive of Creative Commons in Asia. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Sure. Well, first of all, dotAsia is a new not-for-profit organization, and the thing we do is actually, when you look at the domain name like www.something.com, instead of .com in the future, you can use dotAsia, and that's sort of what we do. And why are we connected with Creative Commons and what we're doing? It's really one of the aspects of dotAsia as a not-for-profit organization is to promote the development and adoption of the internet around Asia. And one of the things that we found very important is content, creating more content, especially user-generated content on the internet today. Asia has often been seen more as taking rather than giving, especially on the internet. And I think that with Creative Commons, we'd like to change that and to be contributing more from the Asian culture into the internet, into a worldwide cultural scene, I think. And that's, and we're not only just putting time and effort in it, we're also contributing a sum of money to really help kickstart the activities in Asia for Creative Commons and the causes that Lawrence and Joey mentioned.
How much money?
How much money? We're contributing $100,000 US to Creative Commons.
Okay, thank you. And Peter, as the head of Creative Commons Hong Kong Preparatory Executive Committee, you know, you say that this is your last day.
Yes. Well, it marks the ending of one chapter and the beginning of a more exciting chapter.
Exactly. And as Edmund is, organizations like Edmund are putting into, support resources and so on into our future work. What do you see are the things that we in Hong Kong, and maybe Joy and Lawrence can also tell us a bit about your views about what we need to do in Asia in general, but first maybe starting with Linda, what do you see coming up for us to do in Hong Kong in terms of education and so on?
Can I first sort of answer back the question, which is why bother? Why do I get involved with trying to help Creative Commons launch in Hong Kong? The answer was actually sitting in that row there, and that was my son and my wife. Actually, my son was here earlier, and unfortunately he couldn't stay for the rest of it. But the real reason that I got involved, and some of you may know me from my internet pioneering days, is that really this whole, to be selfish for an instant, the whole reason for bringing the license here is really for the youth, for kids, my kids, and other people's kids, because they're not building their culture on top of this platform. So really, this is a birthday present because I forgot his birthday about 2 years ago and I resigned from all my internet positions, but this is a reply to that. But to answer your question, I think there's one very simple and easy track that goes into the presentations, and that is the key element of education. Now, education is probably the best investment we can make in our future, and it's quite exciting. At least in Hong Kong, the government has a very large role in funding a lot of our educational bodies, tertiary, secondary, primary, what have you. And that whole area of educational reform, I think Creative Commons' contribution to that, to make a space in which the teachers and educators don't have to have the fear, right? A space in which it can go create. In the policy address of October 15th, they mentioned this thing about e-books and textbooks and what a financial burden that may be. So quite clearly in education we can have a role to play. But to answer your question, actually the question goes to the audience. Because it's not what we, this group or the executive or the preparatory committee will do. As Professor Lessig said in his lecture, is actually thank you in many ways for the work that you're about to do in helping to build the intellectual capital and the cultural capital of Hong Kong. Hopefully you'll be excited about the arrival of Creative Commons. And we have many people here after this session, photographers, people that film, independent film, people who are playwrights, who are all going to take the Creative Commons license and use it for whatever they think it's useful for. So the answer really is not here on the stage, it's really in the